1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you hear me? Okay. Okay. No, apparently that was flat. That's why the patio, that double door, you got a little patio there. You can come out.
Mic check 1, 2, 3. Mic check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Kitchen
Hello,
is
hello.
right there.
1, 2, 3.
This is a screen-in room.
That's for mic check, yeah.
I don't know. I didn't ask her, but
One of them was like an outdoor kitchen, but could've been
I don't know. I got the sensibility that this was all,
part of the house.
yeah, you know, when they built that.
Yeah, that looks like the indoor kitchen.
Yeah, that was all part of the, you sit there and you relax, and then you come out on the, you come out in your screened-in room.
Yeah.
Tonight, families are facing life without a loved one. Lives lost in a flash of Mother Nature's force. Lives, homes, safety shattered. They are joined by family, friends, neighbors, and strangers. Solidarity, solace, hope. First Coast News stands with the victims, their families, our community. We bring their stories now on First Coast News at 6.
Good evening, Jeannie Blaylock here with Anthony Austin. What we've been talking about all day is that we're just hurting for our neighbors up in Georgia.
Really are.
It's hard to wrap your head around what's happened to them, losing everything in one loud, dark instant.
You know, there were so many of our families here on the First Coast who were impacted by these storms, and tonight we're in your community telling your story as you try to rebuild and cope with what all happened over the weekend. So first, let's start with our Heather Crawford. She is in the town of Adel. Heather.
Anthony, I'm standing in a yard that was just destroyed when a tornado moved through this Adel area early Sunday morning. All day long, we've seen a stream of people driving up and down these streets that have been heavily damaged. Some stopping and taking pictures, others just staring in disbelief. A lot of heartache here, a lot of tears. I spoke to one man. He was just too choked up to even say anything as he looked at all that he lost when the tornado moved through this area. And most importantly, we know that 7 people lost their lives. They were living in the Sunshine Acres mobile home community, which is about a half a mile right behind me that way when that tornado hit. 7 lives lost. And today, cadaver dogs and search crews were back there in the mobile home going meticulously through the rubble to see if there was anything there. At this point, they believe everybody has now been accounted for. But tonight, that mobile home community is still blocked off. Residents who survived still not allowed to return. And so this community is just heartbroken, but still at the same time, they're overwhelmed with joy by the outpouring of support that they have seen. And now the work begins to try and clean up all that was destroyed by Mother Nature.
Dude, I think that's a tornado.
Overnight, thousands taking cover as this deadly tornado barreled through South Georgia at 70 miles per hour.
I gotta move. Yeah, get us out of here.
The storm slicing everything in its path, from trees to brick walls. Take a look at this mobile home park in Adel, Georgia, flattened to the ground. Residents say all this damage happened in a matter of minutes.
We covered each other, and we just laid there and we prayed, Lord, please let it pass over, let it pass over.
At least 16 people killed over the weekend, more than 40 injured. Jenny Bullard injured her arm, but she says she's lucky to be alive.
The whole wall just fell in on me, and I crawled out from under it, and then our back doors came by and hit me, and it knocked me down.
This morning, search and rescue operations still underway.
It looks like a nuclear bomb went off.
Georgia's governor declaring a state of emergency in 7 counties.
We do have crews out there clearing the roadways, but the neighborhoods are damaged so severely that it's going to take a while.
The storm system also striking Mississippi over the weekend. In this drone video of Hattiesburg, you can see the path of destruction residents now have to clean up.
So much work left to do here in Cook County. Keith Harris lives on this property. He came out to find about 30 of these huge trees just snapped in half when the tornado rolled through. He told me today that most of the trees didn't land on his driveway. They didn't land on his home. That's the good news. The bad news is his insurance doesn't cover the cleanup, and it's very expensive to try and remove all of this debris. Still, a lot of people here very thankful, saying they're blessed that they survived. Jeannie and Anthony, will send it back to you.
Heather, unbelievable damage in southeast Georgia tonight. An oak tree that you see right here that's likely been there for decades snapped like a toothpick. And this image helps tell the stories of what's happening out there, especially in Camden County.
That's right. Ken Merrill's been talking to people who've been affected by the storm, and they have a lot to deal with.
That's correct, Jeannie. In fact, I'm standing in one of the yards of one of the homeowners, and behind me, you can see the side of the house totally destroyed. As you walk this way, there's considerable damage in what used to be the sunroom, where you can see the kitchen on the inside completely destroyed by two huge trees. Now, the folks here told me that they're waiting to hear from the insurance company, and the adjuster should be out here tomorrow, so they don't know the extent of the damages yet. But I did talk with one resident, Dina McNaughty, who already heard from her insurance company as to what's being covered. This is what she had to say. Which one is yours? Oh, wow. About 2 years ago, Dina McNaught bought her home in Horseshoe Cove.
And all this stuff was kind of in the yard.
On Sunday, the trees she loved destroyed her home and turned her life upside down.
Just as I grabbed my last little puppy and jumped in the bath, the windows blew out and the burst went into the house this way, and there was glass everywhere.
A blast, a crashing sound, and it was over until this morning.
I was stunned. I was in shock. I called my husband, who's in Canada right now working, and then I called my boss and said, I'm not going to be there for a couple days.
She's also called her homeowner's insurance company.
And they're covering like all sorts of things.
She had coverage included for perils like wind and hail. It pays for damage to her home, to remove the trees from her home. But the trees that just fell, they're not covered. And she also has a deductible about $1,000.
It's going to be a while. It is structurally damaged.
Her homeowner's insurance policy also provides living expenses for her and her pets while they find housing.
They said they're your family, we'll cover them too, which I, made sense of it all.
If her insurance policy had excluded coverage for wind and hail, it most likely would have denied her claim, only adding to her grief. So now you have to check your policy to see if there's coverage for wind and hail. Again, the homeowners here are waiting for their insurance adjuster to get out here tomorrow. I did talk with Mark Cruz. He's the director of Camden County Emergency Management Services, and he says that they're meeting to see if this area will qualify for some sort of federal funds to see if they can provide assistance to those who may have lost their property during this tornado effect over the weekend. Of course, he didn't have any answers yet, so we'll continue to follow to see what he finds out and what's determined. One more piece of information. There was some flooding. If your damage is from flooding and you don't have flood insurance, you're not covered. Now let's go back to Heather, who is in Adel, Georgia. Heather?
Yeah, Ken, we saw a lot of insurance adjusters out here today. In fact, some people said, hey, we're not moving any of the damage until the insurance adjusters can get out to the scene and they can survey it and assess what is covered. And in some cases, unfortunately, they're learning a lot of it is not covered. A hard lesson learned after this tornado did so much damage across our region. And again, 7 people died here in the Adel, Georgia area. All of the missing are now believed to be accounted for. And just a few minutes ago, the Cook County Sheriff's Department began giving us an update. Our Stephen Dial is there right now. I'm waiting to get more information as to what the update is. They may be telling us when residents here will be finally allowed to go back into the Sunshine Acres Mobile Home Park. So we're going to keep you updated. We'll have another report for you tonight on First Coast News at 7, and again tonight on First Coast News at 11. For now, we are live in Cook County, Georgia. Heather Crawford, First Coast News.
Heather, thanks so much. We see so much trauma up in Georgia. Now here in Florida, a woman in Lake City lost her life because a tree fell on her home.
And when that tree fell on top of her home, it split the home in half. First Coast News' Brittany Dion has her story for us tonight.
Columbia County first responders tell us that last night's storm knocked out the emergency communication systems, but their backup system kicked in, so there were not any delays in emergency response. Now, this damage that you see here, EOC tells me, is the worst in Columbia County. This is where 54-year-old Pamela Michaels and her dog died after a tree came crashing into her home.
She was a very loving person.
54-year-old Pamela Michaels and her pet pit bull Star both died Sunday night when a large tree came crashing through her home. The victim's sister, Jessica Cross, doesn't want to go on camera, but says Michael was standing in the dining room preparing to leave for a safer location. That's when the tree came crashing down. The area was under a severe thunderstorm warning at the time. First Coast News meteorologist Mike Prangley says thunderstorms can be extremely dangerous.
With these severe thunderstorm warnings, sometimes these straight line winds could be worse than actual tornadoes. We've had reports of 70, 80 mile per hour winds yesterday that did more damage than some of the EF0 tornadoes.
She was alert and talking here, and they couldn't do life flight because of the weather.
Cross says Michaels died on the way to the hospital.
And not a lot of people understood how she was, but she loved with her whole heart, and she always tried to take care of people that other people kicked to the side.
The family tells me Michaels was like a mother to many of her siblings. She was the only reported death in Columbia County. Reporting in Lake City, Brittany Dion, First Coast News.
JEA crews are heading to Tallahassee and southern Georgia tonight to help restore power at the height of the storm. 30,000 people were without power, and as of this morning, more than 8,000 people were still in the dark. We will have continuing coverage on this storm system for you tonight at 11.
And Lauren did such a good job keeping us posted yesterday. And for all the folks wondering about what really happened in Woodbine, Georgia, now we know as of today. The data came in, it was a confirmed tornado.
Yeah, we had the survey crews that literally just reported all the information, and it said it was an EF1, so it was a high-scale EF1. We had 100 to 110 mile per hour winds in that tornado, and it moved from the southwest of Woodbine all the way up towards the northeast, and then ended up just to the north and east of Woodbine. So it had about a 16, 17 mile storm path there. And right now, you know, we're ending off nice and quiet today, other than the wind. The wind has been the big story. We have a wind advisory in place that'll last until the evening hours, but we've got about 20 mile per hour wind speeds right now sustained along the beaches. Fernandina's coming in right now at 22 miles per hour. That doesn't even include the gusts, which are 30 to 40 miles per hour. Live look outside right now, still cloudy in St. Augustine, but the skies are going to be clearing from the west to the east, so we'll be waking up to clearer skies on our Tuesday. And that's also going to be nice as far as temperatures go, because we're going to want the sun on our skin, because it's going to be starting off cooler than what we have been in several days. Temperatures right now 61 degrees at JIA, and we're not tracking those wind chills just yet, but waking up tomorrow morning, the kiddos at the bus stops are going to be feeling those wind chills in the upper 30s to lower 40s in most spots by 7 a.m. So tonight, those temperatures dropping, and then also those wind chills getting into the 40s after midnight.
Thank you very much, Lauren. Still ahead on First Coast News, an arrest has been made now on the shooting at the Jacksonville Landing.
Up next, we have some new information on the teen behind bars tonight. Plus, broken boards, shattered lights tonight, the search for who vandalized parts of the North Bank.
Hello, mic check.
It's been about 1 week now since a 16-year-old was killed in a shooting at the Jacksonville Landing. And tonight, this man, 18-year-old Tyrick Solomon from Mandarin, has been taken into custody. First Coast News reporter Jason Rantala is live with the details on how he's connected to the shooting.
Anthony, today marks 1 week to the day. 2 boys were shot here at the Landing. Now it's quiet here tonight, of course. It was a different story here one Monday ago. Now, Solomon was charged last Wednesday with carrying a concealed weapon. This is all according to an arrest report. Last week's shooting happened at 4 in the afternoon Monday in front of the Landing South entrance doors. 16-year-old Kamobi Peterson died in the shooting. A 13-year-old was injured. After the incident, police detained several people for questioning and recovered a handgun. First Coast News reached out to Solomon's mother today. She says her family has been advised not to talk to anyone other than police about this incident. Now, it is important to note that JSO has not named a shooter or shooters in this incident. Solomon is being held on $100,000 bond. Reporting live downtown, Jason Rantala, First Coast News.
Jason, thanks so much. New tonight, Jacksonville Circuit Judge Mark Halsey has officially resigned. Judge Halsey was accused of making racist and sexist remarks. He was facing a potential investigation and a hearing from the Florida Judicial Qualifications Commission, seeking to remove him from office. Governor Rick Scott will now appoint a replacement for Halsey. The process is expected to take a couple of months.
New tonight, a man accused of luring and attacking at least 2 women. He is off the streets tonight. Police say 30-year-old Charles Carter lured his victims into an abandoned building by offering them cigarettes. That's when he would allegedly assault them. But police are now urging other victims to come forward.
Well, tonight the search is on for the person or people who vandalized the North Bank Riverwalk. These are new pictures not far from the Fuller Warren Bridge. There are broken boards you saw there, shattered lights. Some of the benches appear to have been picked up and then just thrown into the river. The damage stretches for at least half a mile. City leaders say they are aware of the damage and that the Parks Department is working to address it.
All right, let's talk about the weather. Our weather team, you guys have been really busy.
We have been. We were here all weekend long, Mike and I, and then we were lucky enough to have Lewis Turner in and come help us out as well. But you know what? We just got that confirmation a little while ago that Woodbine, Georgia did have an EF1 tornado. So the survey crews went out there today. They found that based on the damage, about 110-mile-per-hour wind moved through Woodbine with this tornado, and the path of the damage was almost 17 miles long. Albany, Georgia, we did see from that survey team that about an EF2 tornado, although they have to still survey the second half of the path, which was in other counties, and so they're going to be doing that tomorrow. But right now, EF2 tornado confirmed in Albany and Adel, Georgia. That survey is still ongoing, but based on those reports, we really look at the fact that it moved through a mobile home neighborhood, and that really is instinctive of about an EF1, EF2 tornado at least, depending on the other building structures that did see damage as well. That's what the survey crews have to see. But an EF1 tornado in Woodbine, it's a high scale because the winds for that category of a tornado go up to 110. Now, these are kind of like a hurricane category, although it's not based on the winds ahead of time because the tornadoes happen so quickly. You have to survey the damage. So this scale was come up with by meteorologists and then also wind engineers to see what those buildings can sustain. Obviously, the EF5 tornado is the strongest, so it's called the Enhanced Fujita Tornado Damage Scale. It goes from a 0 to a 5, and that EF0 is what's called light damage. So we see broken branches, signboards, small trees. That's what we usually see here in Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, just what our atmosphere can usually sustain. Now, EF3 is a severe damage tornado. Most trees are uprooted. Well-constructed homes have severe damage to them as well. And of course, an EF5 on the highest scale is incredible damage. Thankfully, we didn't see anything like this, but complete devastation. And that's when mostly all buildings are taken off of their foundation and neighborhoods can just be leveled at that point. So thank goodness Doppler radar not lit up like it was this time yesterday. We had a couple of showers that rolled through Brunswick and even Woodbine down into Fernandina. But tonight things are going to be cooling off and skies will be clearing from the west to the east. 40s for Jacksonville, upper 30s, lower 40s farther inland, lower 50s at the beaches. So starting off even with some wind chills in the upper 30s and lower 40s. 70 degrees tomorrow afternoon, 77 by Wednesday, and then we're going to be seeing some showers by Thursday, but then that really cools things off by the weekend. Don't go anywhere. We've got sports after the break.
Cupcake.
These are empty.
Ah, boo, boo. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. I'm kind of check my hair right quick. Mic check, 1 2 1 2. Hello, everybody. Super Bowl 51 is all set, and while the conference championship games were odd, it will be the Atlanta Falcons and the New England Patriots. In the NFC Championship game, the Falcons said farewell to the Georgia Dome, hammering the Packers 44-21. Matt Ryan looked like an MVP, passing for almost 400 yards, 4 TDs, while Julio Jones caught 9 passes for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns with 1 toe. In the AFC Championship game, Tom Brady did what Tom Brady always seems to do in championship games. He handled business. He threw for more than 350 yards, tossed 3 TDs, and now he'll be playing in his record 7th Super Bowl. Bill Belichick, Dan Quinn, Line 1.
Going to the Super Bowl is not the reward. It's playing really well and winning. And so we're going to have a hell of a challenge and have to battle for it. But I thought they know when you win that one, you have a chance and an opportunity that comes next. And that's, what I would hope I'd feel from our team, and we did.
I mean, I didn't even know they won. I mean, I didn't see that. We didn't see the first game. So, I mean, obviously they're a great team, or they wouldn't be playing in this game. They've had a great year.
So with Super Bowl 51 all set, time now to get socially acceptable. This tweet from Uncle Chaps: can't believe that Tom Brady and Blake Bortles will have their 7th combined Super Bowl appearance. Just incredible.
Of course, Tom Brady providing all the trips in that statistic. Brady is entering his 7th Super Bowl, and we all know the Jags have not come close to that game in a long time. ESPN's business reporter Darren Ravel tweeted this photo, clearly the winner of his Sign of the Day contest. Dylan posted this photo on Instagram. Dylan is a Jags fan, and he was at the Falcons-Packers game yesterday holding up a sign saying, "I'm a Jaguars fan, so I came to the playoffs to see what they look like." Maybe one day, Dylan. So the Falcons haven't beaten the Patriots since 1998. That's the last time the Dirty Birds made it to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 51 is Sunday, February 5th, and kickoff is slated for around 6:30. Now to some news coming out of Ann Arbor that's sure to have you asking, seriously? Last year, Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh created a buzz after he held part of the Wolverines spring practice at IMG Academy here in the Sunshine State. You remember that. But this year, he's doing it real big. The Wolverines will hold 3 spring practices at a training facility of a soccer club in Rome, Italy. Harbaugh is taking his team to Italy before the NCAA ban on spring break sports trips goes into effect in August. Seriously? I'll see you at 7 over 8:25.
So for all you guys